Hey, so sorry about the quality of this video. I'm using my computer and I still haven't figured out how to really work it yet. I know that most of you don't know this, but I am very slow on the intake when it comes to dramatic news or anything like that because I don't have any TV or anything here. We have internet, but other than that, we don't really deal with that stuff. And I've been working a lot, so I've been checking Facebook, but I haven't really been checking Facebook. So I come across these videos about this guy, and I'm sure you all know the guy that I'm talking about, the swimmer. I'm not even going to mention his name because to me he's worthless. He's less than nothing. He's a nobody, regardless of his swim times. Now, I noticed in a lot of the videos that I saw that they were saying ex-student and all this stuff, and everyone's like, oh, how traumatic that was for him. Yeah. We all know how everyone feels about this man. We all know how everyone feels about the judge that changed the good behavior and who changed his sentencing. Now, I personally think that there are people in this justice system that do bend the rules because they can, and we allow it because, they were elected or whatever. What I heard about this judge, when he was elected, he had no people opposing him, so they kind of had no choice. They were like, oh, you want this dirty job? Well, no one else seems to want it, so here you go. And that's kind of how that worked, I guess, for him. Kudos for you for not having anyone oppose you at all, and for kind of just getting like a default win. Now we know why it was a default win, and he thinks that he's like untouchable or whatever because, oh, I'm a judge. No. Let me tell you what. A, this is the digital age, man. The internet is a powerful thing. And B, oh my god, I hope that this guy's house gets freaking TP'd every day and he has to clean it up himself. But more importantly, I think that everyone should just leave this man alone as far as physical hurt, because that is inappropriate, much like his verdict. I do think that he should be taken off the bar. I do think that the government needs to, or we as the people, because the government is formed by us, like we make this happen. I do think that he should step down. Just step down quietly. Just disappear in the night. Anyways, so there's this guy, and I'm sure you all know his name, and he's less than nothing to me, so I'm not even going to say his name. And he raped a young woman behind a dumpster while she was unconscious. Let me just soak that in for a minute. How did the girl get behind the dumpster? Well, he probably dragged her there. Or she walked there like halfway unconscious and fell unconscious. And police reports, I guess, I didn't really look up the police reports yet, but if I do end up doing that, I will make another video. I've heard the police reports say that he'd had too much to drink too. But he wasn't the one that was unconscious. She was. So his brain may not have said, okay, she's unconscious, maybe I don't want it, maybe I shouldn't do this. It was like, no, go ahead, bro, you got this. She's knocked out. She's not going to remember a thing. Because a decent human being thinks like that. Like, are you serious? And the victim did a 12-page paper about everything, like about how she felt and how he made her feel. Because in reality, it's between the two of them, regardless of whether or not the internet wants to go and frickin' bash this guy and some random frickin' people who are just as disgusting as this lovely young man bashing the victim. She wore a gray cardigan. She wore a sweater. Yes, she wore a dress. But from the reports, it wasn't an inappropriate dress. So, you can go ahead and shove that up your ass. Pardon my language, but that's ridiculous. Also, yeah, so we all know my opinion on, oh, clothes distract men and what have you. No, you know what distracts men? Do you know what it is? Because I know what it is. It's their own minds. And sometimes when their brains are not in their heads and they're somewhere else, that's what's distracting men. It's not women. We're only living. Like, look, my shoulder's bare. Are you distracted by that? Are you not paying attention to me because of my shoulder is bare? Like, do I need to go get a shirt on? No. This is a shirt. If you can wear it, I can wear it. The only thing that I agree upon is that men can walk around without shirts and women can't. That just makes perfect sense to me. Well, I mean, I think that men shouldn't really walk around without shirts either because that may be distracting. But that's just, putting what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Anyways, so, and this gentleman says that he was too intoxicated to even recall anything. Like, he couldn't even figure out who the girl was. He said if he saw her in a lineup, he wouldn't be able to point her out. Like, let that soak in for a second. I don't know about any of you guys, but I take sex very seriously. Like, very seriously. If I do, then you have to know your partner. You have to know, like, their partners. Like, I'm super paranoid. And the girl is freaking out because she's like, she's saying that she didn't even realize what had happened to her because she couldn't remember because she was, I don't know, unconscious. Okay? Like, she was knocked the crap out. Nobody was watching out for this girl. And it's not just the rapist that's the fault. Everyone at that party should have been, they should have seen her walk away with a shady ass dude. Like, I don't know. Whenever I had gone to parties, I was always the sober one. Like, the DD. I was it. I was the person that looked out for everyone. And in the letter, she said she called herself Big Mama because she knew that she was going to be the oldest person there. She was going to be the oldest person at this party. And yeah, she could have conducted herself a little bit better, I guess. But she's over the legal age. Girls go to bars and do this crap all the time. Like, and I've seen it personally. But none of them get raped in a dumpster behind the frickin' bar because they have people watching out for them. She said that she went to the party with her sister, who was younger, obviously, and that this boy had reportedly gone around trying to kiss, like, multiple girls and stuff like that, including her own sister, which I thought was kind of scummy. I don't know about any of you guys, but if a random stranger were to come up and try to kiss me, I would probably kick him in the nuts and punch him in the face at the same time. Like, it would be like an instant, when my arm came up, my foot came up too. No, you don't do those kinds of things. A decent human being doesn't force themselves on someone. But yet, he was so drunk. But he wasn't drunk enough to try and rape one of those girls on the dance floor where everyone could see. No, he waited until someone got outside. He waited until he got someone outside where no one was around. That doesn't sound like an intoxicated person who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. That sounds like a premeditated thing. That sounds like, oh, hey, the opportunity's here. Let's do it. No. This wasn't well, it just happened. Well, I don't know. No, this was hey, let's think about this for a minute. She's not going to be able to fight me. I got this. That's what it was. And then he lied to his probation officer. There are reports that he lied to his probation officer saying that he doesn't really drink and yada yada and this and that and bull crap. Bull freaking crap. I'm sorry, if you're in college, you drink. I drank while I was in college. It happened. Granted, I was 21 when I did it, but I know there are a lot of people who especially in college, drink. And how are you going to go to fraternity parties and stuff like that and not drink? Like, I could do it, but that's because no one would pressure me because they know I would hit them. But when you're an athlete and you're a swimmer, everyone expects you to be like the big guy on campus. And what really grinds my gears is in the report where the girl says she found out exactly what happened to her because she still didn't remember. No one even told her, which is kind of messed up in my opinion. But when she found out, she also found out about his swimming career and his times and all this crap. That's freaking ridiculous. That is so disrespectful. It's like, oh, this man killed this little baby in a drunk driving accident, but the guy used to be a firefighter. Saved 20 kids like 3 years ago. That guy that just killed this baby in this drunk driving accident because he was drunk off his ass and decided to drive. That's exactly how I view these things. Like, are you freaking kidding me right now? How do you not consider that to be bad? It's rape. Rape is wrong. No means no. I live in a house with 2 children, one a boy and one a girl. They're both young in age. One is 8, and he's difficult. And the girl is going to be 10 in August, and she's frustrating. And I know I have problems telling them with telling them no, or with them understanding that no means you don't do it. But I don't think either one of them would ever go out and rape somebody in adulthood. I don't think it would. And then his dad comes in and has the audacity to defend him. You're the problem. You made him this way. This is what you created. You created a monster and you put it out in the world. It's not just the guy's fault. Yes, he is at fault because he obviously did the action and that's the whole problem. But if you get down to the root of it, it's the parenting that was the problem. Now, I don't know what his mom was or who his mom is. I don't even think she spoke. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any reports of it. But if I was his mom, I would be so ashamed I wouldn't even show my face in public. Wouldn't even do it. How could you let your son grow up to become this monster? How could you sit back and let your freaking husband or boyfriend, or I don't even know what the situation is, whatever, significant other, defend these actions? Oh, 20 minutes of action. Do you know what 20 minutes of action is? 20 minutes? Do you know what else 20 minutes of action was? Pretty sure Columbine was 20 minutes of freaking action too, but those kids got in trouble, didn't they? Oh, but you can't compare that because it's just rape. No, you murdered someone. You murdered that poor girl. She may still be walking around and physically, here, but you murdered her. She is gone. She will never be that same person she was before, and it is that guy's fault, and it is his parents' fault, and it is somewhat society's fault because there are people out there supporting this kid. No. If anyone that I know supports this action, you can go ahead and just never talk to me again. I don't even want to see your face just disappear into the night like this guy's parents should have done the day that they conceived him. This is beyond ridiculous to me. I can't even conceive how you could create something so beautiful as a child, a baby, and then put him out into the world after telling him that, these things are fine. If your father thinks that you're all right for doing this, what does that say about your family? Does he have any other siblings? Because we should check them out too, see if they have any, pasts. A violent past. That was what they said. He has no violent past. I'm sorry. He does now. Because rape is a violent act. You don't just, tear off a girl's underwear and not call it violent. Or push up her dress and not call it violent without her permissions. And then, this is the kicker. This is what really gets me. He goes on to say, she liked it because she rubbed my back. Okay. So if I punch you in the face, does it mean I liked it? If I scratch your back, does it mean I liked it? Or am I trying to freaking fend you off, you pervert? No. This is unacceptable. If this is what our world is coming to, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to. This is just freaking ridiculous. And I don't swear that often, but by golly, have I been dropping bombs on this video. It's so ridiculous. Like, I'm to the point of wanting to freaking cry. And this poor girl is so ashamed of everything right now that she doesn't even put her name out there. And I completely and wholeheartedly agree with her. I don't want her to be harassed because that's exactly what would happen. All his little frickin' fraternity brothers and crap like that would go and harass her. Just like I'm sure people are going to harass this young gentleman. And I say gentleman with quotes because that's not a gentleman. That's a monster in a frickin' skin. Human skin. It's a monster. It's a demon in human skin. That's not a human being in my eyes. I'm sorry, human beings have the ability to show compassion. Obviously, the train missed its stop on that one with this young man. And, like, this kid's, I believe, younger than me. I'm 26 years old. And I'll tell you what, if I went to a fraternity party and drank, which, by the way, fraternity parties are known for, drugging people. Like, these things still happen nowadays. So she could have been drugged by someone else. Or by him. Who knows? Who knows? He could have liked her cardigan. Ooh, that sweater's sexy. And I have a message to those two bikers. Or cyclists, actually. They're called cyclists. That came and detained the suspect while simultaneously calling the police and getting this girl safely there. Bravo, guys. Bravo. And to your parents, you guys made amazing children because that's what a man is. That's what a boy should be growing up into. Not this little monster in a frickin' sheep's clothing, the frickin' wolf. No, that's not what society needs. Society needs more people like those two men who saved that woman, who helped that woman because they saw she was in danger. Like, seriously, I can't wrap my brain around how anybody could have gone anywhere near this dumpster and seen this and not been like, no, this is wrong. Those two men stepped up to the plate. They not only saw it, but they did something. And that's exactly what we need in this society. That's exactly what we need in this world. And that's exactly what makes my faith in humanity grow a little bit better. Even if this gentleman is still existing and is now going to be free soon because of good behavior. Oh, yes, it's likely that he won't disrupt anything else because, he's under complete and utter supervision because no one can go around him. Yeah. Do you know why they didn't want to put him in prison? Because do you know what they do with rapists in prison? Do you know? Like, I've heard stories. Like, I've never actually been to prison myself or seen it, but I've heard stories. People don't appreciate rapists. Go figure that one. It's a crime. And guess what happens to them? They get turned the fuck out. Yeah, you're a rapist. Really? Okay, so now you get raped. See how you like it. And I full-heartedly think that this kid should go to prison because you know what? A completely separate man who did almost exactly the same thing from another school, who was also high, like in society. It was a very good school. And he was also an athlete, but he was black. Also did the same exact thing, but got 14 years. 14 years, which is exactly what this kid should have gotten, if not more. Because he had the audacity to go and make excuses for himself. They both kind of did. I haven't really read too much of the reports on the black gentleman, but no. Love knows no race, neither does hate. And that's as simple as that. The government should never, and by the government, I mean the state senate, I mean the president, I mean the judges, the lawyers, everything. Anyone who has to involved with anything that has to do with the court should never crucify someone based on the color of their skin. The black monster, it's just as bad as the white monster. They're both rapists. telling it like it is. They're both rapists. And I'm sorry, but if that guy goes out on the street again, something's going to happen worse to him than what would have happened in jail or prison. He might have gotten beat up, possibly raped, which he kind of deserves, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But now it's likely that he's going to go and have to become a hermit or be under witness protection for the rest of his life, because if someone recognizes him, they're probably going to shoot him in the head. That's just how us Americans deal with our problems, I guess. Take it out on other people. Much like, I don't know, someone rapes someone else. What's murder on top of that? Yeah, I think it would be better for him if he was in prison. It would be safer, actually. And if you want to talk literal, like, yeah, he may be traumatized, but boo fucking who? The girl who did this, who got raped, is more traumatized than this kid will ever be. Oh, he doesn't eat. He used to love his favorite snacks, but now he doesn't. He's not a baby anymore. He's not a baby anymore. He's a grown-ass man who raped somebody, who is a rapist. Oh, and now he has to put his name on the sex offender list, and that's gonna change his life forever. Do you know who else's life was changed forever? The girl that he raped, because he's a rapist. Like, there's no excusing this. I'm sorry, and if you're a father, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself if you're this monster's father. And I would not be surprised. Someone needs to put witness protection on the father too, because what he said, if I were someone who was violent, I'd go after him too. Like, this is probably going to happen at some point in time in their lives. And I don't want it to. I don't wish that on anyone. I don't think anyone should go out and do that. But it's a possibility now. And I think that his father should have witness protection as well. Or, like, be under supervision. Because you can't just put something like that into the world and expect to go unscathed. Your son barely got scathed, yeah. But that's your son. That's what you created. Who's to fault with that? You created this monster and set it upon the world and helped it when it got caught. And my question is, he got caught this time. How many other girls do you think this happened to? How many other girls might this kid have actually raped and not gotten caught? Because most girls won't come out. And especially if they've been unconscious. Like, this girl didn't even realize she'd been sexually assaulted until later, when she was at the police station. And the only reason she was even at the police station with those two brave and, might I say, heroic gentlemen who saw and took action. But what happened behind closed doors in a fraternity house? Like, that stuff happens a lot. And most people don't understand it. Women get raped almost at every party. And that's why I try not to go to parties anymore unless my friends are going, in which case I go there to look out for them. Because apparently I'm a really good friend. Now, the reason why she didn't have anybody looking out for her is because of the age difference. But she had family there, so that was a little weird. Not to say that it's her sister's fault or anything, because it's not. She was an adult. I understand that. And she did drink too much because she forgot that her tolerance as an adult is less than it was when she was an adolescent and had actually partied. But stuff like this happens regardless of age, regardless of alcohol tolerance. If you're roofied, you're freaking roofied. And I'm sorry, but I've never gotten drunk to the point of being unconscious. And I don't really know too many people who can without having had something slipped in their drink. So there's that possibility. I do want to look up the reports for that. And if I do find out that she was roofied or drugged or anything, I will put that in the comments. If not, I'll just, I'll stay silent about that. But this whole thing doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of like white privilege at its finest. And this is coming from a white person. So that's kind of sad. I think personally that this rapist should go where all rapists go, and that's prison and hell. But first prison. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. Sorry for this really long freaking rant. if you want to see more videos, go ahead and subscribe. I'm sure there's like some other videos over there about me or whatever. Yeah, I just couldn't stay quiet about this anymore. I'm not the type of person who could stay quiet, period. Like, if I would have seen this girl, I probably would have tried to help her too. Mind you, I'm a woman, so most people think that I don't have the strength of a man, but I have practice in certain martial arts, I guess you could say, taekwondo and kickboxing and stuff like that. And I know how to disable a person. I'm not like a black belt or anything like that. I know basics, and I know how to punch someone in the face. I also know that if you kick a man in the genitals, especially if they're hanging out like his were, that he's definitely going to get hurt. And I would probably end up kicking him so hard that he would never have children, which would in turn make society a better place anyways, personally, in my opinion. So, to the young rapist, gentlemen, you, sir, are disgusting. You're the most vile human being I've ever come across in these past couple years of mine. To his father, you are the second most vile human being. Congratulations. The only reason why you're the second most vile is because you didn't actually do the act. Though I'm sure that some point in time you would have either A, thought about it, or B, did it. Kudos to you, sir, for not doing that, I guess, if you didn't. Like I said, most people don't get caught. And this guy defending his son like that, yes, he's your son, and I wholeheartedly understand defending him, but if you know he did something wrong, like, this is wrong, right? You know that rape is wrong. Taking somebody against their will is wrong. Because if someone did that to you, then you would totally flip the crap out. It would be, like, disastrous. Or if somebody did that to your son, you would flip out, I think about that. This is not just a girl. This is a daughter. This is a sister. This is a friend. This is a granddaughter, a niece. This is somebody's family. And your son just, like, defiled her. So, and to this guy's mother, I feel sorry for you. I feel really sorry for you. Because you bore that in your womb. Like, you physically brought that into this world. And then you watched your son teach him how to be a rapist. Or your husband teach him how to be a rapist and teach him that it's okay. And you stood by, apparently. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it happened, but it just boggles my mind. And to the young woman, if you ever need to talk, or any rape victims at all ever need to talk about anything, need to vent, need to just tell somebody, even if it's not the police, even if you've been raped and you don't, like, you just know that this happened, but you never said anything about it, feel free to email me. I will put my email down in the description. And it's always good to get stuff off your chest. And I may not know any of you, but like I said, I'm a decent person, so I'm there for anyone who needs me. I've been DD to, like, multiple people, and majority of them weren't even my friends. They were just at my friends' houses, and I just can't deal with people driving and after they've drinking so much to the point where they're stumbling around slurring words. I also don't allow people. I actually somewhat had an experience with this, actually. Two friends of mine ended up going out the side of my house at a party, and I flipped out. I flipped out on the man because he pressed her against my house, and she said no, and he didn't listen, and I was standing nearby and flipped out on him. To the person that I am referring to, I'm going to leave their name, like, not in this video. They're going to remain nameless. For the person this is about, I'm not even part of their life anymore. They don't even have me on Facebook. That's how bad it got. Like, if you're drunk, you shouldn't get that drunk. And if you do get drunk, make sure you're around someone that you know isn't drinking, that you trust to help you. Because this could have easily happened at one of my parties. And I don't have very many of those. So, yeah, so, this is my rant on this very overly overly done subject, and I apologize for the fact that it's overly done, and then it's 30 minutes long now. Can't believe I just talked about this for 30 minutes. Actually, I can, because I strongly believe in this boy is guilty. And this man, it's not even a boy, this monster needs to be put away. Because that's what we do. That's what society deems fit for this heinous crime. And it is a crime. And if you have any doubt about that, then you're just as bad as him. So I'm going to put back on my glasses so I can see what the heck's going on. And I will see you guys later.